He has been the SG for past 5 years. He still can't get the simple thing of the sound right. Thank you very much, Chairperson. Sibonga bahlali base Kraaifontein. Sibonge wonke umuntu nama-ground forces we-EFF for organizing such a successful meeting. Now, we are happy because the EFF in Western Cape, in Cape Town, is going to show Helen Zille the flames. Because it iphethwe Helen Zille uMadam. Lo bathi uSteinhazen is a T-boy of uMadam Zille. Bayithathile into yabo because DA belongs to white people. Yakelani lento yenu Foster ungena kule nto yabelungu. Every time there is a black leader, they treat them the same. They did that with that lady, Mazibuko. They went to Musimaimani. They went to Van Dam. But they still don't learn a lesson. Abaspoon lababantu. They enjoy when it is only them. And we are more than them in Western Cape. Yet they win against us because there are some amongst us who are voting for them. So we need to stop the DA in Cape Metro. Only when our people have a good metro led by the EFF, Azopela, Amachochombe, because our people will never get decent houses from DA. We want you to have proper houses, quality houses, with 3 bedrooms. It must have a lounge, a dining, and a kitchen. It must also have a flushing toilet. Because a house is not a house without a flushing toilet. And the flushing toilet must be inside, not outside. Because we don't have even a single white man with a toilet outside. Why should there be a black man with a toilet outside when there is no one? Not even a white wopo has got a toilet outside. Or a pit toilet, they don't have. So we don't want to give our people what white people didn't get during apartheid and what they are not getting now. Abantu bethu sifuna ukuthi baphangele bathole imisebenzi apha eCape Metro. Even those who don't have matric, they must get jobs because not all jobs will be done by people with matric and degree. For to clean and to cut grass and to do maintenance, you don't require matric. We must get you inside. Even to be a security guard, you don't require a matric. Once you get the basic training, you must get a job in the municipality. We no longer want tenders. Tender security, say cancel in the metro. Tender cleaner, say cancel the metro. We hire our cleaners directly as municipality. Siyenzile lento la eGoli. When we went in 2016, some figures are taller amatenda with security belonging to ANC. We cancelled all of them. And we removed all the companies. And then we took those workers who were working for municipality but under private security. We hired them directly. The security company was giving them 3,500. We are giving them 7,500. On top of that, we are giving them medical aid. We are also giving them pension fund, because a lot of private companies do not provide pension fund. So we want our people to be taken care of now and even in the future when they retire. So we want to do that here in the metro. Hire you directly and give you medical aid, better salary, and a job security, so that you are sure you are working. We want the schools to be free and no child must pay for school fees from grade 1 to grade 12, because education must be fashionable. Even at tertiary, we want the children to go to university free of charge, so that you get a degree and come back to work for your families. Siyenza manje at UWC, CPUT, and UCT. When a child comes from Kraaifontein with no money of registration, we register them as the EFF student command by force at the university. And when they refuse to register them, we tell them, if this child can't register, no one is going to register in this university, because all children must register. Fighters, it must be only your results which gets you a seat in the university, not the name of your family, not whether you are rich or poor. You must go to the university free of charge. There must be a feeding scheme at the university. This nonsense of feeding scheme finishing at grade 12, as if when you pass grade 12, they start paying you. They are not paying you. You are still poor the same way you were when you were at secondary level. They must look after you until you finish your degree. Then they can give you a job, then you look after yourself. Food must be provided at schools. Children must eat properly. And the feeding scheme must have meat, not something that looks like meat, real proper meat. Even at tertiary level, there must be a feeding scheme that is healthy, that is proper, and must have a meat, because a lot of children are turned into prostitutes, are turned into criminals when they are at tertiary level, trying to survive the university life. It's very difficult to survive a university life. So we want to make sure that all those children are looked after, and they don't look for sugar daddies for them to survive, because they will have ladies and make children and say, you want money of SASA. You are going to school. The school will be free and there will be food. Now we have no reason to make children when you are children, because Abu Kogo was a man. Even everyone who's got a child who's not working will get money doubled. You'll get food at school and get food at home, because now there is enough money. But that money will never be enough because there is this criminal called Cape Metro that is taking money of our people through water and electricity. So we are going to make sure that as the EFF, all the beneficiaries of SASSA don't pay for water and electricity because they are poor. Angiti isasa ite, you are poor, they gave you money. That money is to help you to fight poverty. They also give you money and say it's called child grant. But they want us to give this money to Cape Metro through water and electricity. We don't have a child called Cape Metro. Therefore, child grant can't pay Cape Metro. It's a crime. It's fraud that must not be accepted. Cape Metro is government. SASSA is government. How can government give me money and say I'm poor? The same government comes back to take money in the name of water and electricity. It's a contradiction that must be stopped. We take the SASSA list from SASSA in Cape Town, then put that list of SASSA in the system of Cape Metro. Automatically, it disqualifies you from paying for water and electricity because you are a beneficiary of SASSA. The same thing about children. This child goes to school from grade 1 to grade 12. They give them free education. They give them food. When they pass matric and they arrive at tertiary, they say to the child, pay registration fee before you get NSPAS. How? Because you said this child is poor. That's why you are giving this child feeding scheme and free education at secondary level. The children, when they arrive at university, they must just give the university their IDs. When they punch your ID number, it must say a child of a beneficiary of SASSA. Automatically you are disqualified from paying for registration because you are a child of a poor person. The systems must be linked. No, they are not linked because we are led by dumb cops. They say you are poor when you are at home. When you arrive there, you say, no, my mother is not working, therefore I can't afford registration. They say, go to police station and do affidavit. But this is the same fools who are giving my mother SASSA. Shouldn't they know that my mother is poor? Why do they need affidavit? Because my mother did affidavit when she was applying for SASSA. She did all of that. This information is supposed to be with government, but they don't have this information. Even when you say, my father is dead, but bring the certificate. But they are the ones who issued the death certificate. Now they want me to come and prove through the death certificate of my father that he is no more, and information that was issued by them. That's how we will never be a developed nation, because everything is still done with ball pen and a paper. The system is not linked. So we need to make sure that we link everything. For instance, when you are in Kraaifontein in this clinic that closes, when you arrive there, they ask you information. In your family, do you have a history of sugar? Do you have a history of high blood? Then you fill in the form. Then they treat you. You go to Lahanga. When you arrive there, you are sick. You go to a clinic. They ask you the same information. Is your family having a history of sugar, a history of high blood? But those files, all of them are written Department of Health. They all belong to the same department. But they want information from you from one hospital to the other because the system is not linked. What if you can't talk? You are sick to a point where you can't talk and you've got allergies. They end up giving you wrong medicine that you are allergic to, yet they've got information about you. The problem is in a file, it's not in a system. And as they write with a ball pen on your file, in front of a person who's writing, there is a computer. When you check that computer, she's playing the cards on the computer. That's what that computer is for. We want everything to be in the system because we are one government, we are one country. Comrades, this thing of saying this is Western Cape, this is Eastern Cape, that is Kraaifontein, is actually tribalism. To be called with the names of provinces, it's a promotion of tribalism. We are one country. We are a unitary state. What you get in Eastern Cape or Western Cape, you must get in Gauteng. When you fill in a form through a computer in Eastern Cape or Western Cape, it must appear everywhere in South Africa because we are one country with one president. You know, when they were banning malls in the name of Zuma, they were saying, tribalists will say, in Eastern Cape, they say no, don't ban mall in Eastern Cape. In Limpopo, they say no, don't ban mall. You know what they were saying in real times? They were saying Xhosa say no, Pedis say no. Therefore, it's Zulus who are banning malls. But they use names of provinces to promote tribalism. And then they make us get stuck. These provinces, they were created by tribalists. When they created Bantustans, it was to divide black people. And they kept us as tribes. So the only way to do away with the division of black people is to do away with provinces. And we become South Africa. It doesn't matter where you are. You can walk into any SASSA office with your SASSA card and withdraw your money. You don't have to travel back to East London on the day of payment for you to get your money because hey, Toli Maliame, East London. No. SASSA is South Africa. It's South Africa. It's not East London. Therefore, if it's South Africa, I must get this money anywhere in South Africa. Health department, it's one with one minister. I must get health anywhere in South Africa. Whether I'm sick in Cape Town, whether I'm sick in Johannesburg, I must just walk in any hospital or health facility and get help. That's how we will unite our country. They thrive through the disunity of black people. Comrades, when they came to South Africa, they took our land. They did not think twice when they took our land. And they are united about that. All of them hate EFF Abelu because ithetha ngomhlaba. Once you start talking about the land, you're gone. They will never talk very good about you. Who's the most liked black person? Huh? Let's take Petrus Motsepe and say to Petrus Motsepe, start talking about the land. Say, let's expropriate land without they love him. No, but Petrus Motsepe is a wrong example. Let's talk about Mr. Nose, Ramaphosa. Right? They love him and they even love his ugly nose. They love everything about him. But the day Mr. Nose says, let's take the land, this land must be distributed amongst all, black and white, they will hate him the following day. Or by the way, we also saw, man, we used to like him, but there was just something about him. Yeah, he's a wrong person. We need to get another one. Musima Imani, maybe he will try. They will look for another puppet. Because as long as you repeat after them, good boy. But once you become black and you cease to be a coconut, where you are black outside and white inside, once you stop that, you become the enemy. We never called for killing of white people. We never called for genocide of white people. Despite the fact that they committed genocide when they arrived here in the Cape, we never said we want a revenge, let's kill them. We never said that. And they hear us very well because we use their language. But they hate the message. They hate Malema's message. What is Malema's message? Let's take the land and give to everyone. We're not taking from a white man to a black man. We're taking from a white man to all of us, including white people. Why should a white man have more land alone when there are so many black people without a piece of land? We live like sardines. And they are happy with that. Shame on them. They are not even ashamed that my neighbor does not have a piece of land. You know, this COVID-19 place you are talking about, if you go and check how many hectares is that land, and then you go and compare the land of COVID-19 with a farm of one white man, forget. It's not even a size of the yard he's using for his house. Yet, they don't want us to talk about the land. They never bought any land when they came here. Why should we buy it from them? They did not buy any land. Actually, they killed the people for the land. We are not saying we are going to kill you for the land. We are saying to them, cooperate with us to get the land given to everybody. If they hate me for that, then they must hate me 15 times. I don't care, because we need our land. We need our land. And we want our land to come with everything, with the sea, with the fish, with the dagga, with the minerals. Everything belongs to us. We want it back, and we make no apology about that. So, Kraaifontein, don't make a mistake. When you vote on the 1st of November, wafuna umsebenzi, But umsebenzi relies on the land. I've no job because I've got no land. The land is the Alpha and the Omega. When you are born into the land. When you die, you are going to be buried on this land. So you must not be landless when you are alive and be landless when you are dead. The issue of the land, we are going to fight it until we win it. We will never sell out. We are going to fight for you to get jobs because in this municipality, people hire their relatives. If you don't have a relative...
That's EFF leader Julius Malema, who's out in Kraaifontein in the Western Cape, where he's made a number of promises to residents, saying that where the EFF will govern, people can be guaranteed decent jobs and free basic services, and especially for those who are on the SASSA grant, saying that they are poor. We'll be back shortly after this. Do stay with us.
And white people, we ask them twice, where are your qualifications? Here are my qualifications. Are you sure? Is that you? We must not make a mistake. Because when we arrived in Tshwane, we found the chief of staff with a matric alone, earning a salary of a graduate with masters. Solely Msimang, the former mayor of Tshwane, hired a white lady with no qualifications, matric. They didn't know that she doesn't have qualifications because she's white. It's automatic. Then the EFF arrived. Come here. Where's your CV? She brought the CV, matric. And then something else missing. No, everything is there. But you don't qualify to work for this salary with such a qualification. She wanted to make noise. We made the loudest noise. And we removed her from the office because she was not qualified. Yeah. John Fulikate, if it was not us, a lot of people wouldn't know that John Steenhuisen only has matric. But because he's a white male, they look at him and think, the best. I said in Joburg, when we were launching the manifesto of the EFF, we must make the people of Sandton to pay water and electricity for the people of Soweto. The same thing we are going to do here in Kraaifontein. Camps pay, must pay for Kraaifontein, the poor of the poorest. Then they said, you are mad. They said, Malema is mad, your idea will never work. Then they went, John Steinhausen went to repeat what I said. 2 weeks after, they said the Santin must subsidize Soweto. But wow, what a brilliant idea. Wonderful. Because it's said by a white man. It's a brilliant idea. When it was said by me, it's a nonsense idea because they can't listen to a black child of a domestic worker. But they can listen to a white male with highest qualification being matric. I'm more than qualified, more than John. Academically, politically, and otherwise, public and private. Even on other things, I can do better than John. But because he's a white man, every time he speaks, oh, wonderful. Even when he says the things that were said by black people were insulted for saying those things. White privilege is alive, and we have to deal with it. When we arrive in that municipality, skills audit, everyone must show the qualifications. If you don't qualify and you've got a position that you don't qualify on, you must leave. Black or white, it doesn't matter. You are part of the crooks who got hired here by a racist government of a DA. Puma, we want people who are qualified on this position. Especially if you are white, we need to deal with that white privilege of people getting positions because they are white, not because they are qualified. Only the EFF can do that. Because EFF, is the only organization that is not scared of white people. You know why? We are liberated mentally. We know who we are. We don't owe them anything. If anything, they owe us their lives because they stole from us for a very long time and killed our people. So we don't owe them anything. We don't have a problem. White, colored, Indians, black, African, all of them. EFF is their home. But we have a problem with white supremacy. We have a problem with white monopoly capital that stays in Stellenbosch and steals everything from our people. We are not captured by Stellenbosch mafia. We are not captured by Johan Rupert and all his friends. We are the only organization that is not in the pocket of Johan Rupert and the Oppenheimers. There is a family called the Oppenheimer family. That is the most nonsensical family you can think of. That family, we need to expose it, and when the time is right, we need to go after them. They are the ones who formed the DA, by the way. They are the ones who give the DA money, and they do it openly, the Oppenheimers, because they want to control the politics of South Africa, and we must never allow them to control the EFF and to capture the EFF. The females in the Oppenheimer family, the white females, take care of DA. The white males take care of the ANC. It is their family responsibility. They give DA money, they give the ANC money. Remember, Nikki Oppenheimer agreed that he donated money to CR17 so that Cyril Ramaphosa can become a president. They bought him in advance. That's why the guy looks so tired and boring because he's not himself. They write a script for him. Umjonga mathetho Cyril cartel uhle imali yabelungu bayayifuna uzoyithengisa inosi. I'm telling you straight, because the whites want their money. And there is this problem called the EFF. It's not stopping, it's coming for him. When they think that they can destroy the EFF, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. They will never defeat the EFF. They will never destroy the EFF, because the EFF ayidli imali yabelungu. Asithengisi. We are for Africans. We are for black people. For as long as our people bahlala ematshotshombeni, bafuna amanzi, bafuna igesi, bafuna imigwaqo, we will never rest until their dignity is restored. We will never rest until bathola imisebenzi baphangele. We will never rest until they get businesses of their own, because you are businessmen and women standing here. Don't undermine yourself. You can run businesses better than them. They must never make you think and feel small about yourself. Black child, you never crack because you are strong. You don't allow them to speak down to you and destroy you. One day, that degree you have, they are laughing at you, saying you went to school, you don't even have a job. It's coming, the EFF. We will recognize that degree, will give you a job. That degree will never expire. Fellow fighters, you must never lower your standards and sleep with them for a job. You must refuse and say, I will rather die poor than to die being haunted by my soul because I wanted a job so desperately. One day, people of honor and dignity will employ me. You must die with your soul intact, not because you sold your soul. Fighters, Kraaifontein, yakelan lento thanda ama t-shirt, because izawufika ikhongolosi. You have problems, siyalamba sebenzi, sifuna izindlu, ifike ikhongolosi, isinikeze ama t-shirt, sikhohle. Yakelan lento inothanda ama t-shirt. Kudala liyagqoka ama-t-shirt, ligqoke ama-t-shirt amadiba womhle. Mandela 1994, lagqoka ama-t-shirt wembeki, very nice t-shirt.